Welcome to the show. Yeah, I'm just going to talk about this is the Handmade podcast. This is a podcast which does not use AI and will never use AI, and it's all about fair trade. So you'll never see me do an ad read or um, do any sort of commercial stuff or do any merch. If I do merch, it'll be union organized, not dropship from China. Okay, so what I was wanting to talk in the title of the video. So here I've come across this article, the Oregon Capital Chronicle. It says reports of Navajo people being detained in immigration sweeps sparks concern from tribal leaders. And yeah, this is outrageous. But yeah. So since President Trump issued his executive order for an increase in ICE raids, Navajo tribal leaders have received alarming reports that their tribal members are being detained, heightening uncertainty over the implications these actions have for their communities and the safety of their people. This is outrageously shocking stuff. From what I can understand, it breaks international law. Because, as you know, here in Australia, we have, terra nullius was overturned. So we recognised as we were here before. So therefore, under international, we are the sovereign people. The Navajo peoples and all the other Native American peoples, they signed treaties after the Indian Wars. So they deferred their sovereignty to the US government. But to say that they're not citizens is ridiculous and stupid and breaks international conventions. So, and if you may think, oh, it's just mistaken identity. Well, it says here, despite possessing certificates of Indian blood, CIBs, which is, I suppose, their version of their proof of how to prove that you're an Indigenous person, and state-issued IDs, because I believe in the States they have the Indian Board, I believe it's called. Several individuals have been detained or questioned by ICE agents who do not recognize these documents as valid proof of citizenship, the Navajo Nation Council stated in a press release. That's freaking outrageous. So these fascists, these Christo-fascists have decided, well, yeah, see, they're getting rid of everybody. You can't, and they're just going to throw away international law that's been established over 800-900 years, over 1,000 years. That's just insane. So it contravenes, was it the Catholic law of nations, which was which was declared in the 1500s, 16th century. So that's just insane. So they're just going to go and attack Indigenous people now, and then work there because they've gone for trans people, gay people, black people. So they're moving on now. And Elon's thrown up the Nazi salute, so they're good to go. And this is maybe going to spread to Australia. I know Sky News is going to push it as a good thing. So yeah, that's just completely insane. And it throws up another thing. Well, if the US isn't going to keep to international conventions, well then why should any company that deals in the US keep its laws? Because it all doesn't matter. There's no confidence. And how is a company going to go and work in the jurisdiction of the US and then turn around one day and they say, oh, yeah, we don't like what you did there with that PR campaign. We think it's a bit too woke. So, yeah, we're revoking your right to, or we're revoking your visa to work in this country or to trade in this country. So contracts, what do contracts mean anymore? So if the foundational stuff is irrelevant now, so if it, I mean, like I think, if there are any lawyers in the comments section, but how does it work? Don't you get international law, which is, ratified and passed into domestic law? Isn't that the framework for domestic jurisdictions? Don't they base their legislation and laws on internationally ratified treaties and accords? What does that mean then? I mean, I might be just throwing it all out there and it makes no sense, and you're going, Shane, you're an idiot, that's crazy. There's just been some sort of mistake, or it's a joke, or some sort of pressure, but this is fascism. And, this is the colonial project. That's why we're part of decolonisation here at this channel. That's why we support the Palestinian people and all Indigenous peoples across the world. The Welsh, the Scots, the Irish, the Britons, the Indigenous people in the Arctic Circle, who I can't pronounce their names, so I'm not going to try. And all the Indigenous peoples of the Americas and the Central Asian steppes and the Pacific, South Pacific, all across the world. So, yeah, this is part of that thing, that sort of colonial project. So, because Indigenous people, we were here before them, so it kind of makes their government illegitimate. Same like here in Australia. New Zealand kind of bit the bullet and signed a treaty. But Australia won't do that. America do it. The US. So now they're reneging on that. And what happens if they're not US citizens? Their Supreme Court will decide, because the US Supreme Court is bought and paid for now. And they're ideologically involved and underwritten. So yeah, the Supreme Court is not. There's no separation of powers in the US anymore. It is literally an oligarchy, and every institution will do what Trump and the oligarchs want. That's the state of affairs now. I mean, I think there'll be some lower courts who'll fight it, but ultimately, at the end of the day, um, you know, the Republicans and the Trump administration will just send it up the appeals line or get what they call a certiorari from the Supreme Court to have the case heard. And Supreme Court most will agree with the government because that's what it's doing now. It's all MAGA. So, you know, there was that Supreme Court justice who his wife was hanging up MAGA flags and stuff outside of their place in their yard. So, yeah. But what will they do logistically? How will they deport these people? They're from there. So, yeah. All right. If you've liked this video, please like and subscribe because I see people are watching the videos but they're not subscribing. But yeah, hit the like, drop a comment, do the things that the YouTube gods love, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.